Sarad, can you just tell us a little bit about City of Promise, since not all of our listeners would have heard or read about it yet? And there's so many moving parts here. There's a lot of partners. There's parallel initiatives taking place, but I think it's just important for people to get their heads around a thumbnail sketch of what y'all are trying to do and where you're at in the process.
Good. So the City of Promise is a cradle to college and career pathway, and that's what we're building. We are working with students and families who are in the 0 to 22 year spectrum, and we're working in the West Haven, 10th and Page, and Star Hill communities. That's where we're starting, and we're building this pathway with a series of partners to make sure that kids have the necessary supports to get to and through college, and we're starting with that from the outset.
Can you make the supports a little more concrete for us?
Yes.
What exactly? How do you support?
All right. So the spectrum. I'll give you the spectrum. So first, we're thinking prenatal, early childhood as one segment of the spectrum, elementary as one segment of the spectrum, middle school as one segment of the spectrum, and high school, and then of course through college. And in those different areas, the supports are academic, social, emotional, and enrichment. So, and what are the things that help kids to transition through those different areas in a college preparatory manner? What are the academic supports they need? What are the social emotional supports they need? And what are the enrichment activities that keep them engaged and make sure that they're doing those things that keep them progressing in a college-bound mentality?
And I would assume that this is where your long list of partnerships comes in. Can you just give us an example of one of them and how you're working with a specific partner to provide a support in one of the spectrums?
Well, right now, I can give you, this is going to be a long roundabout answer.
It's okay.
Because if I tell you, who the partner is, I can tell you, like, kind of the solutions we're looking for and who the partners are finally are going to be, are still kind of to be determined specifically. But what we're looking to do is to do things in the school setting that produce outcomes. What efforts produce outcomes. I can say what we've done to get to our solutions. We've had conversations. We've had over 140 conversations in depth, like 2-hour-long conversations with individual families about what's important to them. What would they like to see in the community that would make things feel like their kids are supported and they have what they need to be successful in school and in life. We also recently completed a formal needs assessment survey with, we've done over 100 needs assessment surveys with families with children that live within the target neighborhood to see, what exactly they feel would be necessary to make sure the kids have what they need in the footprint, what we call the footprint of the target neighborhood. That is kind of how these solutions are being identified along the pathway, and then the partners will be selected based on the needs of the community. So, and that's kind of what we're getting to at this point.
So when you and Quentin Harrell were in here, I don't know, a couple months back,
Mm-hmm.
It was just you on your lonesome. You have a staff now. You have 2 community organizers and a development director.
Well, actually, I have 3 community organizers, a development director, a data specialist, after-school coordinator. I think that's it. Yeah.
And you're getting set to look at a building site, right? That's what you were talking to the city about this week.
Right. Well, I wasn't there, but I did see the video of the city talking about it, and the city does own property right across from the West Haven property, and there was a house there, and they're planning to build a house there that will be an office for maybe not all of our staff, but definitely some of our staff, and a hub for us to be in the community where people can reach us. This, of course, you probably know, has the potential of being temporary because ultimately the house will be for housing.
So the City of Promise has been around a lot longer than we've been talking about it. It came out of the Dialogue on Race.
Correct.
And it's going to, I would assume, last longer than this federal grant that you've received.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak to a little bit about, you've given us sort of the backstory. Now you've got this money and you're in this super accelerated state where you're hiring all sorts of staff and you're getting a house.
Mm-hmm.
So what has this grant allowed you to do right now, and what are you hoping it's going to do for you even after it goes away?
Mm-hmm. So right now it has helped us to do the needs assessment survey, which took a lot of work, especially with hiring the community organizers and building the relationships in the community. You know, one of the things that I'm big on in the community is building relationships and making sure that, that we're connecting with people and people and that we're really authentically listening to people and we're just not another thing coming into the community. We're just not another program. We're something totally different. We really care about what people feel they need in the community to make it successful. So we put a lot of effort in that. Community organizers, the needs assessment survey. UVA helped us actually to do the needs assessment, their survey. Youth-Nex through the Curry School, they helped us to do that. That cost. And I guess going forward, we're definitely going to need some resources to make sure this goes on. But the way I see it is this is something that's permanent, and we want to let people know that this is something that we want to do. If I didn't get paid, I would still want to do this, and I try to foster that type of mindset to my staff. Like, this is hard work, and this is not about the money. We're about getting this done and making an impact in the community. So,
Sarad, can I ask you, looking forward, what is it that you're most excited about, and what is it also that you're most concerned with, or you think will be the biggest obstacle?
I'm most excited about the community really, just the light coming on for a lot of people who just, I feel like there's some invisible barriers that people kind of feel like are there, but they aren't really there, and then people are just kind of noticing. They're like, wow, all of these impediments that I thought were there that were holding me back are not real, and I can just move forward. And like the fear of moving forward, I see it in parents' eyes, I see it in the kids' eyes. They believe in themselves and they know that they can. I see that already. So that's what I'm excited about people just overcoming these invisible barriers and just kind of just walking through. Some of the things that I'm concerned about. I got this question today from someone else. I think what we have to do as the City of Promise is we have to be the constant, and we have to operate in integrity. I'm not necessarily concerned about it, but I want to make sure that we operate in integrity, and people can always look to us to be fair and to be listeners and to always have the community's interest in mind. And I want to make sure that that's the top of mind for us always. And, whatever is right for the community, that we're listening to it, and we want to make sure that we hold to that and that people can see us in that, and we're constant in that mindset. Anything that kind of goes counter to that is not where we want to be.
That was Sarad Davenport from City of Promise. Thanks for being back with us here.
Thank you.